these clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos.
I just wanna go home. I just wanna be home.
Mase, say names.
Yeah, security crime behind the car. Damn.
People look at me as being bad boy security.
Yeah, this blanket. You like, what?
Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third.
What are you there for security?
What you think I'm gonna be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? I bet you really don't want to know.
Trying to picture your facial reaction. So I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
If my security holding me down in Cali, is somebody, the #1 rapper in the world, get killed, you're telling you, I just need to want to go home. And the second top artist in the world, which is Mase, about to be #1. That's what I'm saying. I wonder his face, because I'm like, if y'all let do that to Big, I don't stand a chance.
Things just got crazy in hip-hop, and fans can't believe what's unfolding. Gene Deal, the former bodyguard who rode with Diddy back in those wild Bad Boy Records days, just dropped a message that's got the whole scene buzzing. And this time, his words are aimed straight at Mase and Camron. Yeah, the Harlem legends behind the viral talk show, It Is What It Is. But here's the twist. Gene's post didn't sound like some random rant online. It hit like a warning, the kind that pops off right before something major happens. Viewers said they've never seen Gene talk with that much fire before. It all started after a clip from It Is What It Is went viral, where Mase and Cam were cracking jokes about the old school rap scene, name-dropping Diddy, Gene Deal, and the whole Bad Boy era like it was a comedy skit. They joked about shady contracts, street whispers, and how some folks still too scared to even speak Diddy's name. The audience laughed, but not everybody found it funny, especially the ones who actually lived that life.
Can't tell me nothing. That's why when be talking tough, I said, man, just say it. I done seen all that. Nigga said he want to just go home.
Oh,
shit. His blanket. You like, what?
What are you there for security?
You're never going to be in this position.
I just want to go home and
I just want to be under my blanket. Oh, we got to get out of here. God, you get me out of here. I'm never fooling with these things.
And definitely not Gene Deal. See, Gene ain't just some random dude talking crazy online. He's been in the trenches for real. This man saw some of the darkest, most mysterious moments in hip-hop history. He's spoken openly about the Tupac and Biggie murders, Diddy's private lifestyle, and the twisted price of fame behind that bad boy empire. So when he saw Mase and Cam playing around about all that, you could tell he took it personal, real personal. A few nights later, Gene jumped on a live stream, face locked in, eyes sharp like steel. His tone, cold and deadly serious. He said, "Y'all think this a game? The streets ain't forgotten nothing. Tell them boys to move careful. This industry eats people alive, especially the ones who think they untouchable." That line dropped like a bomb. The internet exploded instantly. Nobody knew if Gene was warning Mase and Cam for their safety or threatening them straight up. His words were short, but that street tone had everybody leaning in like, wait, what did he just say? Within hours, blogs went crazy with headlines. Gene Deal sends chilling message to Mase and Camron, and former Diddy bodyguard issues dark warning.
If you want to say something, Mase, tell us why you didn't go. Mase, why you didn't go to the party? Mase, why you didn't go to the party?
Because I was in a hotel with Brandy.
Why you didn't go? Brandy told you, you told me that Brandy told you, let's go to the party. Why you didn't go to the party?
I didn't go to the party because all y'all seem like snakes. And I'm not going to be
So Mase, who told you? Mase, didn't I tell you? Listen to him, Mase. Did I tell? Let's keep it 100. When you was riding around,
Let me answer.
Go ahead.
Let me answer the question. You guys was the security. If somebody shot the biggest rapper in the world, why y'all didn't shoot back? Y'all had guns?
Mase.
Fans packed the comment sections, arguing whether Gene was defending the street code or hinting that something serious was brewing behind closed doors. Either way, one thing was clear. Gene Deal didn't just talk, he shook the room. Stop talking before it's too late. That was the line echoing across social media, freezing the whole hip-hop world. The energy got dark quick, like the ghost of the bad boy era came creeping back, haunting anyone bold enough to joke about it. Comments were wild, people saying stuff like, "He knows something we don't," and "This ain't advice, this a warning." It didn't sound like Gene was venting, it sounded like he was dropping a coded message. And just when everyone thought he'd let it cool off, Gene came back again. That same night, he locked eyes with the camera and said, "Them Harlem boys need to chill before they end up in the same stories they laughing about."
Now the content creators who went out there and they start running off by their mouth, trying to make airways and trying to make a show. Here go a grown-ass man, Mase and Camron, made suggestions to bad boy security. These clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos. When you do stuff like that, you gotta know right now that people look at me as being bad boy security. You gotta be clear. As soon as that drop, you got 5 or 6 out there. Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third. You already know, Mase.
That one line sent chills through everybody watching. He wasn't yelling, he wasn't acting tough. His calm tone made it 10 times scarier. Then he added, "If you're gonna say something, be a man about it." Boom. Chaos everywhere. Once that clip hit social media, the internet went off the rails. Fans started tagging Mase and Cam non-stop, demanding a response. Comment sections turned into battle zones, half saying Gene was just keeping the code alive, the other half swearing he was hinting at something way darker. Now everyone's asking, are Mase and Cam really scared? Or are they about to clap back? At first, Mase and Cam brushed it off like it was nothing. On the next episode of It Is What It Is, they laughed it up, flipping Gene's warning into another comedy bit. Cam joked, "Man, Gene acting like we in a mob movie," and Mase shot back, "If we gotta watch our backs for talking, we already famous then." The crowd cracked up, but online, nobody was laughing this time. The tension was thick, and fans could feel it. Something about this didn't seem like jokes anymore.
So he was trying to divert that whole conversation and make it seem like, so Gene, why you didn't shoot? Listen to me. It wasn't because Big wasn't my principal. And he knew the fact that we had blew the light and we was halfway down the block, crossed the light, and then when the first shot went off, our driver took straight off. I'm screaming at our driver because he was told that somebody was pointing a gun at Big and them. He should have just threw the car in reverse. He knew the whole story, my man, because me and him had a conversation on the phone. He the one told me, well, I was in the room with Brandy and Brandy was trying to get me out the room to come to the party. So I felt that was kind of weird. So she said Brandy was calling me trying to get me out the room to come to the party. Well, you was in the room with Brandy. How's she calling you to try to get you out the room to come to the party? You know what I'm saying? This was going through my mind. But Mase knew the whole situation.
Gene saw their playful response, and that's when he snapped. He went live again, this time with zero filter. "You Harlem boys always playing," he said, voice heavy with frustration. "You think 'cause you on camera can't nothing happen to you? Cameras don't save people. Ask the ones who ain't here no more." The chat froze instantly. Then Gene took it even deeper, started reminiscing about the 90s, talking about how people used to vanish just for saying the wrong thing. He hinted that the industry still keeps dark secrets, and some of those secrets can still get people touched. The internet exploded. Suddenly everyone realized this wasn't entertainment anymore. This was real talk from someone who's seen it all. Even though Gene didn't name drop, everyone knew exactly who he was referring to. And let's be real, when Gene Deal speaks, the room gets quiet. His name holds weight. This is the same man who's claimed he witnessed things tied to Biggie's death, and even said he's still being watched for what he knows. In past interviews, Gene said, "The truth got bodies attached to it." That line alone explains why his words hit so different.
When you doing all that stuff to Gene Deal, what do Gene Deal supposed to be doing while you doing all that? I bet you really don't want to know. What you think I'm going to be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? They can play if they want to, but if they know what I know, they better find somebody else to play with. I never had to tell Big them keep it a buck. I never had to tell Big them I told Big to his face, if you go to this party tonight, one of y'all gonna die. Some people gonna die if you go to this party tonight.
So when he starts dropping warnings like that, the hip-hop world pays attention. Fans went full detective mode, digging up old interviews, rewatching clips, and connecting dots between Gene's comments and Mase's rocky past with Diddy. And that history runs deep, from messy contracts to missing royalties, years of silence, and then Mase's dramatic spiritual comeback. Mase has been calling Diddy out for years, accusing him of using artists and leaving them dry. But now with Gene Deal stepping into the mix, it feels like those old wounds just got ripped wide open again. Except this time, it's not about contracts or pride. It feels dangerous. Even Camron, who's usually the funniest guy in any room, started looking uneasy once fans kept tagging him under Gene's videos. You could see it in his vibe. The laughs got shorter, the smiles stopped hitting the same. Then, in a later episode, Cam finally addressed it head on. He said, "We not scared, but we not dumb either."
Mase knew that it's no way possible that I was able, being sideways in the car, because Puff, when I got in the car, Puff had put his seat back. Now I'm sideways in the car like this, and I'm cussing him out like, yo, man, what the f is you doing? Why you got your seat back like this? We hear the shot, bow. Puff put his head down. I go to open the door. Kenny flies, going straight. So he knew the whole story. What I supposed to do? Put my gun out the window and just start shooting like this? When the car had already turned the corner, it came out of parking space. So he knew the story, bruh. He was trying to just divert the attention of, well, why security? So ask security, ask big security, ask Paul, ask the LAPD. The LAPD officer that was right there, they was right behind. Paul was outside the car. Why didn't they shoot? Why when we turn back around and come down the street, that they way down the block? They coming back when we get back to the car. When we get back to the car, nobody's in Big's car. But Big, Mase knew this.
We from Harlem. We know what time it is that one line told everyone this wasn't just YouTube gossip anymore. Real tension was brewing between the old guard, the ones who lived through hip-hop's darkest chapters, and the new voices who joke about it like it's just internet content. But Gene Deal wasn't backing down. Not one bit. He clapped back with another chilling message. These new media dudes don't know what kind of doors they opening. They laughing, but them jokes come with curses. That quote blew up online, spreading like wildfire across blogs, Twitter, and YouTube. Suddenly, people weren't laughing. They were nervous. The whole vibe shifted instantly. It didn't even sound like Gene was trying to start beef. It sounded like he was warning them from real experience. By this point, the entire hip-hop media world was locked in. Podcasts were dissecting his clips frame by frame. Reaction channels went wild. Even rappers started chiming in. Some saying Gene was being dramatic, others saying he was right on point. One influencer tweeted, "Gene Deal might sound paranoid, but history proves he ain't lying." That post went viral instantly because deep down, fans know hip-hop's got a dark history. From unsolved murders to silent cover-ups, too many people who spoke too loud ended up either disappearing or staying quiet forever.
In a hotel with a young lady.
And when you heard this information, what was your next actions?
My next actions? After what?
When you heard Biggie died, did you stay in your hotel room? Did you leave out? Did you want to go back to New York?
I actually was trapped in a hotel.
Now I want to ask a question. What do you mean trapped?
It was about probably like 70 or so bloods in the hallway. I couldn't even leave my room.
How'd you get out?
One of the guys.
Why would it be 70 bloods in your hallway after Biggie Smalls died?
Actually, after Big got killed, they was probably looking for more bad boy artists. And I couldn't even leave the room till Gene Deal, the officer had to come get me.
So when Gene says, "Move careful," people don't take that lightly anymore. Those aren't just words. That's survival talk in an industry where secrets can still cost lives. Gene's warning didn't come out of nowhere. Maybe it's been building for years, but the way he said it this time felt personal, almost haunting. In one of his latest videos, he stared dead into the camera and said, "Mase, you know I'm not lying. You was there. You saw what happened when certain people crossed that man." The second he said that, the internet froze. Everybody knew exactly who he was talking about. Fans instantly connected the dots to Diddy. And when Gene's voice cracked mid-sentence, it hit different, like he was reliving something he tried to bury. That moment flipped everything. This wasn't just back and forth talk anymore. This felt like survival. The comments went crazy. People saying stuff like, "He's not threatening them, he's reminding them." And history repeats itself if you don't move right.
Me and Mase had this conversation. Him and Tone is like this. He knew me and Tone jumped in the car and chased after the guy. We couldn't catch him. He wanted to divert the attention from himself because why didn't you tell Big that these dudes was trying to get at you, bruh? You had that conversation with with Puff, but you ain't had that conversation with Big. Big was your label mate. So people come on to him, why you ain't shoot? Listen to me, bro. At that time, I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Anybody who really knows me know that they ain't got to worry about nothing if it comes to the point where gunplay has to be a part of my security. I'm not going to hesitate because I never bodyguard anybody that I wasn't willing to lay down my life for.
It hit especially hard for Mase, since he's been one of the loudest voices calling out Diddy's alleged shady business moves for years. Remember that fiery interview Mase did last year where he said he wanted to free the souls of artists trapped in bad contracts? Yeah, that's exactly what Gene was referring to. Then Gene dropped one chilling line that had everybody shook. The people who talk about freeing souls usually end up losing theirs. Woo. That line hit like thunder and spread across social media instantly. It didn't sound like a threat. It sounded like pain, like wisdom from someone who's seen people pay the ultimate price for saying too much in the wrong room.
Let me ask you something. I'm gonna get to that. Mase, Mase, one question. When you was riding around Cali with Stevie J, didn't I pull you to the side and say, what the fuck is you doing in a drop top Benz riding around with Stevie J around Cali? Did I say that to you? Did I say that to you, Mase? That's some
Meanwhile, Cam tried to keep things light, cracking jokes and laughing it off on their next show. But the tension was there. You could see it all over his face. At one point he said, "I love Gene, but I don't like when old heads make things sound spooky. We comedians with mics, not gangsters with guns." The audience laughed, but it didn't sound the same this time. Even fans online noticed it. The energy was off. The jokes started slowing down, fewer laughs, longer pauses, and more side-eyes between Cam and Mase. Even Mase, who's usually the loudest one cracking jokes, seemed quieter this time, like he was thinking twice before saying anything. Social media caught on fast. Debates exploded everywhere. Some people swore Gene was genuinely trying to protect them, like an OG warning the younger ones not to play with certain names. Others believed he was acting as a messenger, maybe speaking for someone powerful who didn't want to get his own hands dirty. "This sounds like a warning straight from Diddy's camp," one user tweeted. Another fired back, "Nah, Gene's protecting them before the game eats them up too." The internet was split right down the middle, but everyone shared the same chill in their bones. That's what made it so eerie. Because Gene Deal ain't just some blogger chasing clicks. He's a man who's seen real violence. He was there when hip-hop's darkest secrets were being written in blood. This wasn't regular celebrity gossip that fades in a week. This was real talk about legacy, power, and silence. His words reminded everyone that behind the viral jokes and YouTube laughs, there's real danger in speaking on certain people, especially when those same people built entire empires off secrets no one's supposed to repeat. And guess what? Gene still hasn't backed down. On his podcast, he made his stance clear as day. He said, "They can laugh if they want, but I sleep good knowing I warned them. The same people they joke about still got pulled, and I don't want to see no young brothers become martyrs for clout." That line hit deep. It made people stop and think, maybe Gene's not trying to scare anyone. Maybe he's trying to save them. Either way, his message came through loud and clear. This isn't a game, and them Harlem boys better tread carefully, because when the past starts knocking, it don't always knock twice. After Gene's last message, the internet went into full-blown detective mode again. People started digging through old footage, interviews, and rumors from the bad boy days, trying to piece together what really went down. and the more they found, the darker the story seemed to get. Suddenly, fans started digging up old stories about people who used to be tight with Diddy and then vanished from the spotlight overnight. It was like everyone was trying to connect dots that maybe should have stayed buried. One old clip of Gene Deal resurfaced where he said, "The things I've seen, I wish I could unsee." That line started trending again, and it hit hard because it tied directly into what's happening now. People were asking, "Oh, wait, what exactly did he see? And is this his way of warning the next generation before something wild happens again?" Even industry insiders started speaking up. One producer went live saying, "Gene ain't crazy, he's just seen too much." Meanwhile, the tension between Mase, Cam, and Gene kept quietly building. Even though Mase hadn't said much since Gene's last video, fans noticed something major. He stopped mentioning Diddy on the show completely. That silence said everything. Cam, on the other hand, tried to keep it smooth, still cracking jokes, but people could see it. He was choosing his words way more carefully. You could tell they didn't want to poke that bear again. Podcasters and bloggers went wild with theories. Some said Gene was dropping hints to protect himself, like a man who knows too much and needs people to understand why he's speaking out. Others believed he was sitting on information that could blow the roof off hip-hop history if it ever came to light. Every post, every sentence, every look he gave started getting picked apart like evidence in a crime doc. And by now, it wasn't just hip-hop fans watching. Mainstream media jumped in too. People outside the culture were finally realizing how deep this story runs, how fame, money, and power in hip-hop always come with heavy shadows. And standing right in the middle of it all was Gene Deal. Calm, confident, unshaken, saying, "I told y'all I don't speak for clout, I speak for truth." That line echoed across the internet because everyone felt it in their gut. Something bigger was brewing, and maybe Gene's words weren't meant to scare Mase and Cam. Maybe he was trying to save them. He's seen too many people fall for saying the wrong thing in the wrong crowd, and now it feels like he's watching them walk that same dangerous road. Fans online are still split right down the middle. Half are calling Gene Deal a truth teller who's just keeping it real in a fake industry, while the other half say he's fear-mongering to stay relevant in today's viral world. Either way, his words hit hard. And ever since this whole situation blew up, the vibe around Mase and Cam's show hasn't been the same. The "it is what it is" energy shifted overnight. The laughs feel tighter, the jokes come slower, and those quiet pauses in between, they feel heavy. Everyone's watching closely, waiting to see what happens next. Will Mase and Cam clap back again? Or will they finally chill and let the smoke clear? Because at this point, it's not just about talk anymore. It's about power. Gene's message came through loud and clear. There are still rules in hip-hop that outsiders just don't see. You can joke, you can talk slick, but there's a line that should never be crossed. Once you step over it, you start waking up old ghosts. Ghosts from an era that never really disappeared. And right now, it looks like Mase and Cam might have just poked one of the oldest and most powerful ones still lurking in the game. This whole situation proves that time doesn't erase the past. It just buries it until somebody says the wrong name. The shadows from that bad boy era still stretch long. And every time someone shines a light on them, the warnings only get louder. Whether Gene Deal was sending a threat, a warning, or straight up prophecy, only time's gonna tell. But one thing's for sure. When a man like Gene Deal says, "move careful," you better believe he means it, because in this industry, one wrong word can echo forever. So tell me what you think. Was Gene protecting them or putting them on notice? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. And hey, before you go, check out the next video on your screen for more jaw-dropping celebrity drama and secrets the industry doesn't want you to know.